right, good morning, everybody. It's Breakout Bag Lunch, and today is December 31st, 2025. New Year's Eve. Yippee! Today, I only took one trade, a losing trade on gold. I didn't quite get the setup I was looking for on any other of the instruments like NQ or ES. And also, today is a shortened market session, if I recall correctly. So I'm just going to call it a day from here. I'll explain the setup on gold and then just do a quick review of ES and call it a day. So on gold, we had this break of the 5-minute opening range right here. And so I set a limit order at this point to buy. And as you can see, price just went down from there. And we did have a pop up here and then a smaller one up here, but eventually price hit my stop loss and I was out of the trade. This isn't really a loss I feel bad about because I followed my process, and so I think at this point I just need to maybe add another confluence, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Before we get to that point, I do want to just review ES for a moment because this was a potentially great trade. We had a strong breakout of the 5-minute opening range, and then we had this retracement here up to the 50% area. I was looking for a retracement up to this 61.3% area, which we didn't get, and so I missed out here. But if I had taken this trade, this would have been perfect. Okay, now time for the retrospective. So I guess there are a couple things I want to mention here, and I'll just start with the one I already touched on, and that is adding another confluence to this strategy. I do think the Orb and VWAP work well together, but it seems as though just relying on those two factors alone isn't enough to have a consistently profitable strategy. And so what I think I need to do is add some other sort of maybe moving average or maybe some sort of price action confluence to make this a high probability strategy. Another thing I need to keep in mind is that what I'm realizing is you can't rely on a strategy to work all the time, and in fact you can't even rely on the same rules to apply each time or for a certain market condition, because market conditions are always changing. Based on whether we're in a trending market or a sideways market, you have to adjust the strategy. And so you have to take that into consideration, or I have to take it into consideration when I am trading. And I'll just give you an example. We actually had a little break here, so maybe what I could have done is gotten in at the 61.8% level, and then just looking at the price action, we've been in a range, so maybe I could have just taken profits like right up here or right here. It's just food for thought, I suppose. And then, yeah, I'm also thinking about maybe changing my entry just based on the market. And, well, as you can see, the market hasn't really been strong in the bullish or bearish direction, up or down. And, well, in the case of gold, you can see that this is really just more like consolidation, and taking that into consideration, I could lower my entry for longs, or you'll look for a higher entry for shorts, and then look for a lower take profit area with maybe a tighter stop loss. And same thing for ES. Well, I just said the market wasn't really trending in one direction or the other, but we did have a very strong bearish move in the morning, or earlier in the morning. Taking that into consideration, I could maybe have a more aggressive entry, maybe at the 50% area. If I had taken this entry here, I would have had a great trade. And so I guess the takeaway is that a strategy has to be adjusted based on market conditions and the price action, and the basically the movement of whatever you're trading. All trading is context dependent. It's important to keep in mind the context and direction of what you're trading and adjust strategies based on that to get consistent results. And I think that's all I have for today. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'd love to hear them. If not, I hope you have a happy new year. Enjoy some time with your friends and family this evening safely. I might be releasing a bonus video tomorrow. Watch out for that. Market is closed tomorrow, by the way. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.